and one of them had a 4:30 thing. So then she told me at 3 minutes to 5. Oh, by the way, my 4:30 was canceled. It's 3 minutes to 5. Don't you have a meeting? I said, yeah. Oh, so
okay.
I
Well,
had trouble finding the right link, but I got it. I got here.
Sarah had asked what our normal green team meeting is about, and explained that the recycling event and the recycling in general has been a major focus. But we don't really have any urgent items on the agenda right now. But anybody else have items that they would like to talk about? Courtney, did you have anything? Or Elaine?
Not really.
I wanted to ask you if you had been in contact with the gentleman from Simple Recycling and if there was any progress there.
I have not.
Oh,
Was I supposed to call him?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had his email and his phone number that I sent you, and I said he's expecting you to contact him.
Okay. Thank you for the reminder. Thanks for the
I think that's the way it went. Yeah, but I'm sure they're not doing anything right now, of course. But once we gear back up, at least I don't think. Well,
they're not doing anything in East Lansing right now, so
I don't think they are right now, and it would be the similar program to East Lansing's, where they would pick up just textiles and clothing and shoes, and bagged at the curbside, following behind the recycling truck.
Which would not be a matter of trying to distribute it somewhere. It literally would be a matter of recycling it, correct? It's, I mean, that their intention is not to make it like a Goodwill Salvation Army where people come in and take it to then wear, right?
No, they have a store. And
they have different sourcing depending on what condition, what the items are, what their needs are, what their condition of the stuff is. Okay. They actually do recycle the stuff that's not usable.
Okay. That would be a fascinating thing to watch, you know, like go to their plant or something and watch and see what how they handle that, I think. Because that's got to be a expensive endeavor to do all that sorting and stuff. But
and I think they rely on funds from the usable stuff they get, which is by and large what they probably get is stuff that they can resell.
Okay.
That's what they want.
Yeah. That's how they support the business, but they will actually process the rest of it, not just landfill it.
Okay.
So,
that's good.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with them. The last time I talked to them, there's an issue of the density. To make it worthwhile, they have to have a fairly dense populace, which part of Meridian is relatively dense, but there's a lot of rural area. So it might be an opportunity for us to reach out to neighborhoods and maybe help promote the idea or generate some awareness. Because if we can, if we can get some good participation and some maybe letters of support from some of the neighborhoods, that might grease the skids or grease the wheels or something, whatever that term is. So I'll give them a call.
What is that called?
Simple Recycling.
I think this guy is located in Indiana. His name is Sonny Wilkinson. Yeah.
Has anyone seen the billboards over before the bridge or the overpass over to Whole Foods on Grand River for raccoon recycling or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. What, anybody know anything about
recycling raccoons?
Yeah, I haven't looked it up.
They've had some little postings on Facebook too that I've seen.
Yeah, that's a statewide effort.
Isn't that through? Yeah, that's Eagle.
It's through, yeah.
Yeah.
Say Eagle.
Energy, Great Lakes and the Environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's part of the idea is to keep the recycling stream pure and non-contaminated, because if you get too much non-recyclable stuff, it ends up in the landfill. So the idea is I'm sorry, go ahead.
It can, if you have the wrong stuff in it, it can contaminate a load, and they just throw it out sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the more that we recycle correctly, the more will actually get recycled. I know
So
they have a bunch of correct too.
sorry,
breaking up.
Courtney, I didn't hear what you said. It kind of cut off and froze there.
I'm gonna move.
Julie, she's moving. Just a second.
She's going out to the chicken coop.
I'm running outside. My
Yeah.
connection isn't that good outside.
So it kind of sounds like it's an educational thing for how to recycle properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a multi-million-dollar campaign, and they have offered us, in fact, they give us some stuff to distribute at the farmer's market about basically recycle right. And yeah, so that's,
And you're calling it from, it's based from Eagle? Is that what you called it?
yeah, the State Department Recycling Office is part of the Department of Energy, Great Lakes and the Environment,
Okay.
which the short term is EGLE.
Oh, okay.
Changing their names and making up new ones.
That was the D.
Confusing me.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so I'll follow up with the guy about textile recycling. The recycling raccoons is, I mean, this all sort of relates to something that we kind of talked about at our last meeting a month ago, and just sort of a coordinated promotional outreach thing for Earth Day, and it turned into Earth Week. And I think we all got excited about coming up with things we can share with the community, children's activities. It'd be nice to sort of continue that momentum, sort of with a regular outreach on social media on whatever the topic is of interest. But maybe we can, if that appeals to you, I think that might be an interesting collaborative thing that we could do together between our green teams. Maybe just put a little thought into what those topics might be and what time of the year would be appropriate for various outreach. Any thoughts on that idea?
Is the date set for the recycling event in the fall?
Tentatively, yes.
If it happens, September 25, I think.
I think a good outreach would be a way of talking about, yes, you're sorting your houses, and yes, you're coming up with a lot of things, but please try to not just throw it in the trash, and instead try to hold on to it and save it for that or not, it's not convenient, but that time where it can be, you know, I mean, just the whole idea of trying to encourage people to not put it in the landfill just because they're getting tired of looking at it, I think would be a good public push.
Mm-hmm.
We could put out a list of things like you probably have from the past, or a list of things that would hopefully be collected at that event.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there, Sarah, do you know if the marker recycling thing, is that something that they do at your event? I guess Leroy, I should ask. Do you collect markers or anything like that from the schools, or?
No, we don't.
I think that would be a really good one to add. I have not, I still have them in my garage because with COVID, I was like, I doubt they're going to accept them, but I can look and see if they are on hold or what they're doing with that. But I think that would be a great thing to add as well.
Yeah, I had asked our church to collect, because they went through their markers recently, and I have a big box of our own, and then from the church, that if that was collected at the fall event, I think that would be one of the things we could post now, saying we're going to collect these in the fall, so don't get rid of them at the end of the year, kind of thing, for the teachers and for students and that kind of thing.
You're talking about like Sharpies
Yeah.
dry erase markers.
Or
They-
Crayola.
It's through
Crayola.
Crayola, but part of their collection, they accept any marker.
Hmm.
So when I sent a boxer, I don't know how many I sent a year ago or whatever, it was everything. Crayola, Sharpie, dry erase, all those.
What
Huh.
do they do with them?
They recycle them and start over.
But, yeah. I'd be
And then when you
interested
buy
about how
markers-
they do that, because a lot of times when a product is made of so many different materials, it's not efficient to recycle.
Well, I don't know how they do it, but they say then you can buy Crayola, and when the black top, the black end, not the marker part, but the black end, that means it's made from recycled material.
Oh,
So
Well, maybe we should sick Elaine Putvin, the detective, on
Hey.
this one.
hey, why do I get all the detective projects?
Well, you gave me one, so I'm just giving you one back. But it sounds like
Hey,
Sarah's already
I
done.
found the
research.
guy to talk to. All you gotta do is talk to him. But he didn't want to talk to me. He wanted to set it up with you, which is proper because you're
Hmm.
the person that can
You're just
officially make it happen.
shirking your responsibility,
No.
Elaine.
I could, well,
Anyway, that's interesting, Sarah.
I can check into what Crayola is doing, I suppose.
well, so when you go to the
They'll
Crayola,
tell me.
it tells you exactly what to do, and you take it to like FedEx or UPS. I don't remember, and we didn't pay anything. Like it was just a matter of sending. I don't think I paid anything.
Mhm.
I don't remember, but I have all the receipts and stuff from it. It was just a matter of boxing it up and sending it back to them. So it's good.
Do the schools already have an organized program of collecting them?
No, but that is one of the things that will happen when the schools get
That
this
needs to
underway.
happen through the schools,
Yeah, I mean
not
it's
just through the
happening at
township.
Cornell.
Mhm.
Well, the problem is that it's not just a school thing. Like there's a ton of people that are like have preschoolers that aren't necessarily in the Okemos school district yet. So I mean, I don't know what.
And even like I was saying, Sarah, our church went through their
Well,
boxes.
I'm not saying that the township and other organizations can't do it, but I would think there'd be a huge amount of that material coming out of the schools. The schools that ought to be one of the things the schools collect.
It will be.
Okay, cool.
Julia, did you finish what you were saying?
Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that, there's other groups that use markers a lot that it would be beneficial, I think, to have a community collection at the events if possible. I mean, if
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
we
wouldn't-
could.
that could happen, I would think, because it wouldn't take up a trailer load,
Right.
trailer space. It could just be a
Yeah,
series of collection boxes or whatever.
Right.
it might be a cool way to draw some attention to your school initiative as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as we think about green outreach, we all have access to social media. I'm willing to sort of put together a rough, maybe a template or something that we could potentially use. The challenge that I found over Earth Week, and you all probably experienced that, is that the information needs to be packaged in a way that's clear and accessible, relevant, timely, and maybe have a picture, maybe 3 words. I don't know what our current guidelines are. I should probably review that, but sort of an Instagram-like post that we have 3 seconds to grab people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need a picture and we need a message and a link. I'm not sure what else we need, but just continuing to refine how we get information out and maybe doing it a little bit more systematically is kind of intriguing to me. Other thoughts on that?
Do you want to do it kind of like we did with Earth Week of saying, make the spreadsheet or whatever where we say this is the thing, these are the topics that we're thinking about or whatever, and then us go and work on developing what those could be discussed and shared? I mean, do you want to do it like that, or how do you want to figure out what you want to post?
Yeah, I like the idea of just maybe that, like Anna started with a Google document, something that we could edit, we could review, we could adopt a topic or something like that and add to a list. In fact, we could start it right now. Courtney could do one on chickens. She's been working on her chicken coop.
Yeah.
Elaine, clothing recycling, whatever topic you're most interested in. It would be also sort of a cool way for us to kind of keep plugging away at things that we're interested in versus what Leroy says is most priority, or, whatever crisis we're responding to at the moment. Kind of a proactive way to inform the community about opportunities that we're all interested in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then a matter of maybe figuring out which ones we think could be like shared again quarterly or something, to just like certain topics we need to have revisited, because you don't just necessarily show one thing one time, but what are things that we want to bring up again and then bring up again and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to ask about Celebrate Meridian. I know they normally try to do that like late in June or something, and they've already said they want to reschedule it later in the year, I'm thinking, but I don't know if I saw a date. And they said not bringing in the food trucks. I mean, they already had some kind of a plan sketched out. And what do you know about it, Leroy? And is it something we could be involved with somehow?
I think it's possible. I'm not totally up on the latest plans, and I think some of it's up in the air. In the past, there was an interest in getting volunteers to kind of keep tabs on the recycling containers, because people just tend to throw trash in the recycling containers.
Oh.
Looking for, but without any food trucks, there's going to be less recyclables. An information table, a green information table, maybe talking about our fall event or our green team activities might be something that we could potentially do. But I think most people come for like the, spray the fireman with your fire hose, or, jump on the trampoline, listen to music.
I always came for the food trucks.
But if we could get something to draw people, like this recycling raccoons, do they have like raccoons, or some little gimmick that will make people stop and look at our booth?
So for the recycling,
people won't stop unless there's something going on at your booth.
Deagle has an actual raccoon costume. So
there you go.
I worked a sustainability event at MSU, and so Deagle had their own booth, and they had their own like person in costume, so people could take pictures with the raccoon, and then they also had little buttons of each of the raccoons with their specific names on it. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, there's different raccoons. Well, maybe they can do a booth there. Or we can partner with them there or something.
Yeah. That's definitely worth looking into. I know the raccoon is in high demand, and they pretty much said no, but that doesn't mean they won't say yes. They've got something coming up. We give them some advance notice. I just know it's a statewide program, and they have like a couple of outfits, so they're in high demand.
Oh.
But I'm not putting the kibosh on the idea. I think that's a great idea.
Well, maybe they will come out with more costumes if this demand is so high. Maybe they'll try to meet the demand.
Maybe you should make a costume, Elaine. You've got access to fabric, right?
I have made many a costume in my day.
Now we're talking.
Even animal ones before.
Sarah's a good costume maker too.
However,
What was that, Julia?
okay.
I said Sarah's a good costume maker too. She's
Uh-oh.
done some elaborate costumes I've seen.
I was working with a couple radio personalities one time, Frogman and Toad Boy, and I made frog and toad costumes for those guys. I've made animal costumes for my kids, you know, when they were doing science fair presentations and such, and Halloween costumes, you know, you name it. But
Yeah.
boy, I'm way out of practice with that kind of stuff.
Here's a great opportunity, Elaine.
Sarah, you could do it.
See what you got for
Sarah,
opening your mouth up?
take it over. Ah, shoot. Oh, shoot.
We could assign it to Courtney.
I'm not that
Yeah,
crafty
there you
that
go.
way. But
No, but you could.
Assign it to have you ask them if they would come out.
Yeah, you guys, Emily Freeman has been to one or two of our meetings. She's our contact. She's sort of our regional recycling person with the state of Michigan, and she works for Eagle.
Okay.
And she's the one who has said no in the past, but that doesn't mean, you know, since everything is slowed down, this might be a really good time to ask.
Well, and when you say she says no, is that a matter of I'm saying no completely, or like it's too far out, or what? I mean, I get that it's limited, but is she not willing to schedule in the future?
Well, part of it is that you need a special training and physical skills just even to wear this thing. And that person with 2,000 events happening around the state, and you know, I don't know how many events are happening around the state, but there's 1,500 local units of government. So I can imagine each of them has events.
Wow.
So it's just a high demand without a whole lot, but we're local for them. And so I think it's possible, but as we think about something catchy that would catch people's eye, we also talked about sort of an interactive booth related to that green map. We hadn't talked about exactly how that might work, but
Well,
that might be
you need
another
to
sort of
make it
interactive-
light up somehow when people do certain things. That certain areas will light up on the map. I mean, that would catch attention, I think.
What are you wanting to? What's your goal with the map for people to learn where the green spaces are, or what's your goal with it?
Well, that's a good question. We talked a little bit about it at a previous event, but
Yeah.
part of the idea is to identify cool green things, like maybe you've got a green lawn, a green landscape, or a pollinator garden, or there's a community garden that's missing. Do you remember what else we talked about, Courtney?
I think it was just kind of having more on it, and then kind of making it so more community members would want to do it, so then they could like kind of make it on the map. I think that was part of it, but most of it was just kind of just adding to it, and I think that was basically it. Maybe adding more pictures and videos and links even too, so that if you can't get out and look at things, if you wanted to learn from home, you can just sit at home and learn about it. It's not everyone's going to be physically able to visit all the sites anyways.
That's a good point. Maybe we've got a pretty fancy printer at the office. We could print out like a large version of it where people could, I mean, there's these different icons that Courtney has created representing different aspects of green, whether it's a cultural attraction or a green garden or a green space, and just having people sort of see this broad, diverse, highly populated list of green things around it's just including our recycling center, just a good conversation starter.
I wonder if you could do advertisement before of this gets into technical that I don't necessarily understand or know how to do, but if you could do a way of saying before this, come ready to not necessarily prove. This is my brain processing out loud. So imagine you come and you look at the green map and you try to be able to prove, and it'd be a contest of who's visited the most sites. Like, I've pinned myself there. Again, here's my technical words that I don't necessarily know, but like, I've been able to advertise that come on this day and show us that you, or maybe it's by picture, like you've taken a picture by the sign, I don't know, something like that, where it's a contest that you visited this many places on the green map.
Mm-hmm.
Take a
Like
selfie
that,
with
maybe?
it.
What?
You could take a selfie with it.
Yeah. You know, like, so, because it's, you can't just say like, who's visited the most places on the green map without having some sort of, if it's going to be a contest, without having some sort of proof that you've done it. So yeah, like if you do a selfie next to, again, I don't know the green map very well, but a way of proving that you've been at those locations. I don't know. That's just a,
I just had a thought when you were talking about proving you were there. You know how in the national parks they have that, like a passport that you get stamps in?
yeah.
I was thinking if we could have some kind of a raised logo, just a small thing at each park that they could do a rubbing of, you know, on their own piece of paper or whatever.
That's a really fun idea. I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to think
I
of
don't
how you
know.
do that with it not being extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some wood carver out there that would make little discs to affix on the signs or something. I don't know.
I think the selfie idea is something that the Parks Department has used in the past. Has anyone participated in that process where you sort of you take a selfie at a location and you share it?
I haven't personally,
I guess I'm way more old school than
but
that.
I'm kind of more old school of not doing that stuff very well.
With the selfie, I've done some things with it, but you just take a selfie with like something in the background that signifies that you're at that spot. So like with a sign or something.
And then can you pin yourself? That like, can you?
I don't know about the pinning yourself. One time I had to do it for a biology course, and I just went on Google and looked at it where I was, but I don't know how to necessarily pin a picture. I think every picture I think it already has a location on it. I don't know how to get to that location.
No, so if are you talking about on Facebook or something else, Sarah?
I'm talking about in general.
So if I took a selfie of myself at Harris Nature Center and put it on Facebook, I have my location turned off, so I'd have to add the location, and then you could have a hashtag. So like, if you had a contest name or something, you could say, you know, hashtag Meridian Green Spaces, and hashtag that picture. And then if you type that into Facebook, hashtag Meridian Green Spaces, all the pictures would come up of people who are participating.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think we are onto something here.
I think, isn't that easier on Instagram than Facebook though?
I don't know. I haven't gotten Instagram yet. I promise I will get it this weekend. We have a long weekend, so I'll get it this weekend and try.
Well, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying I don't know that I didn't. Again, this is me not necessarily knowing. I didn't know that if you searched on Facebook hashtag something that it would show up. I thought that was
Yes,
an
it does.
It does? Okay.
It does, yeah.
Okay. Because I thought that was an only Instagram thing, but okay.
I thought that was an Instagram too.
Well, I've done it before.
I can,
Oh,
I think you can do it on Facebook.
They keep changing and adding stuff all the time. So.
This is kind of fun to learn these new technologies. Thank you,
Yeah.
Courtney and Julia.
I just
Like
wonder
right
if this,
now, Right now, I just went to Facebook and went to hashtag Netflix. There, you can hashtag anything and see what people hashtag on hashtag homeschooling,
Okay,
and
that's
all the
good.
posts related to homeschooling come up. Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Okay. Well, then that makes it, I think, easy in that saying like,
Hashtag.
let's do a contest, and then you show up and you prove it by searching the hashtags or something. I don't
You
know.
can probably put it both on Instagram and on Facebook,
Yeah.
and it would show up in both places.
Yeah.
I forgot I do have Instagram. It's Twitter that I don't have.
Oh, I don't have that either.
Or not Instagram. What's the photo one? Is that Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah, I have that. I never use it though.
Courtney Boersma was just rolling her eyes. That's why we can't see her. See, these folks are in the dark ages.
Well, we're probably 20 years older than her.
Yeah. Or more.
I know.
That's
I
what-
just looked up something that I was discussing with my women friends, dating, and they've got something called Dating in 2020. And here's some guy saying, if we date, we both gonna deposit monthly $250 into a joint account. The one who gets cheated on walks away with the money. That is the Heartbreak Insurance Fund.
Oh my gosh.
Right? You wouldn't believe the number of likes and comments on
You
that.
never know what we're going to talk about at a green team meeting.
Sorry.
Do you think, what do you guys think? I don't know. Do you like the idea of having that kind of contest?
I think that's a cool idea. I mean, this is pretty free-ranging
It is.
conversation, but talking about an educational booth.
Sorry.
Speaking of chickens, free range.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like that idea. It makes it interactive, and we could do it whether or not we're at an event. Could be a way to sort of promote the green map.
Well, and I think it's a way in the midst of COVID of doing something that is interactive, but still being able to socially distance.
I'd rather put my mask on. Keep
So-
myself from
Yeah, I kind of want to
burning
start it right
Leroy's
now.
ears here.
Well, and I think it's a great way of being able to encourage people to go figure out what is on the green map.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no idea where the green map even is, so I'm
Well,
sorry. I feel bad. I've
There
been
you go.
really busy.
That's why we need to get this
Yep.
out there.
Yep.
Mhm.
So where is it? Do you want to
well-
enlighten?
Courtney and a team of 4 other students was involved with creating this green finding map
Okay.
over this past term, and they sort of handed it off to the township. And it's there's an electronic version, and there's a paper version. I just provided some edits on the paper version to our home TV folks. I was hoping to maybe give out a little brochure this weekend at the farmers market, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But if I share my screen briefly with you, I think you go to, let me just find it real quick here. If you go to bit.ly, green map,
Bitly.
Bitly.
Okay.
bit.ly/green map. Can you see that on my screen?
Yeah.
No.
That'll take you to a Google
For a second.
Google map.
There it is. Okay.
The Google map has a bunch of points on it divided by various types of various categories. Pathways, land preserves, parks, trails, sustainability sites.
Are you guys seeing it?
No,
Yeah.
bit.ly/green map.
Yeah,
That's
can you see on my screen, or is it too small?
I can. I was just trying to get to it on my screen so I could look at it later.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
showing up on mine, so I'm just trying to figure out why. Huh.
I wonder if it's related to the fact that you're in gallery view.
I'm trying to get out of that.
Let me see if I can change this. I'm going to stop sharing. I will post the link. I will post the link in.
Oh, okay. Now I can. Now I can. Now I can see. If you
See,
want
I was on gallery view and I saw it up until you.
Yeah. Okay. Go
took
ahead
it
and share
down
it
just
again.
now.
Something happened where. Okay.
Let's see here.
There you go.
Okay.
There I go.
Back.
Now I can. Thank you.
Okay, and some of these, you can actually say this is a solar panel. You can see a picture of the solar panel system and a little bit maybe a little bit more of the address and the perhaps you could share a link here, whatever. You could share a picture of yourself in front of this solar system.
Are there? I have a question about solar panels. Is the township allowing solar panels in subdivisions?
Yes.
Okay.
I will put the link in the chat window
Okay.
if you need it, Julia. But anyway, I like this idea, and it's just one of many projects we've been talking about. But as we think about getting back out into the sunshine here,
No, cloudy at my house now.
can you see that in the
Yeah.
window there, chat window?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's something that would work too. Say, I'm not up to speed on the farmers market and and whatever happens with Celebrate Meridian and all that kind of stuff. I think it's something that could happen even in the midst of things still being shut down. So say that gets shut down and something else gets shut down and we don't get to actually do anything where we're getting together, but that could still be a way of continuing on with our talking about the green map and talking about certain things while we social distance still. So I think it could still work. If you do it as a contest, then it's like, okay, at the end of the contest, do you win something, or is it? I mean, that's have to be discussed too.
I really like this idea. I'm wondering if maybe someone likes it more than me might write it up how it would work. I would really like to see this happen. I think it's just a great resource and can lead to all types of educational opportunities and
So you
events.
want to step by step? Is that what you're asking for?
Well, maybe, yeah, just, okay, what's the plan for this?
Okay,
We have to,
I'll do it. I'll do that.
if we're gonna maybe tag yourself, I'm sure we could come up with some giveaways, maybe a drawing for everybody that participates.
Or for every site you visit, you could get like a new ticket for the drawing, so it'll make more people want to visit more.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Go.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
There you go.
And Sarah, if you come up with a hashtag, I can try it for you, and then you can look and see what it looks like
Okay.
if you want. I
Okay.
can do it from Instagram and then also share it to Facebook.
Okay.
We could also, I don't think it's too late to put this in the brochure that we're handing out. So we could have a little instruction like tag yourself in any of these locations or suggest a new link and get your name
That's
entered.
going out when?
Brochure is what?
There's a brochure that talks about the green map that is being edited by,
Oh.
it's an ongoing,
Just for the green map, the brochure. Oh, okay.
they could go
Is
out
there
and,
a certain date that it's being printed by?
no, it's going to be an ongoing editing process.
Okay.
I was hoping to have one version for this farmer's market on Saturday, but I'm not sure it will be done. What I could do is try and, if we can come
Will
up
it
with that.
go into that Meridian, whatever they call it, the magazine that gets sent to every household?
It could go in there at some point. There's all kinds of possibilities.
What if, to make it the kind of thing that it's a recurring contest, what if there was a monthly winner? So it wouldn't have to be like, get it done, and so yay, on July 1st, here's the winner for indefinite, but like a monthly winner. So it's never about the contest necessarily being done, and maybe not every month, but a recurring winner kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we could get different local businesses to sponsor prizes.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that topic? I really am excited about this.
I like that idea, Sarah, and I don't mind, like, if we get to that point, I wouldn't mind making some calls to local businesses to ask them to support us with some prizes. Like Playmakers might do something. I don't know. I'm sure.
And I would definitely say the idea of finding ones that are like environmentally, like Playmakers is perfect because they're using trails and whatever else. So yeah, no, I think that's great.
Playmakers is a good one, yeah.
I love that idea. We could get the Foods for Living or Whole Foods or some other environmentally friendly. We talked about promoting, I think Sarah brought up, promoting businesses that are doing environmentally friendly things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whether it's takeout or recycling plastic or whatever.
Yeah.
Offering haircuts.
Oh, did you go down to the Capitol and get your hair cut yesterday?
I hope not.
Oh boy.
I just had one idea I wanted to throw out there. We're about sort of this green teams conversation, and this doesn't have to come to any conclusion today, but what if we talked about spawning lots of green teams around the township? Like your neighborhood, create a green team as one of the things you can do. Rather than sort of worry about having too many green teams, let's create more green teams, and could be a green team in Hazlitt or Okemos schools, and our group could actually support these green teams with information or with this promotional campaign that we've got, and use people in the various neighborhoods to help get the word out on their social media.
Okay.
Wondering how you thought about if that idea is appealing at all.
I think that's a nice idea because people might be more inclined, like if it's brought up at their homeowners association or, sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, kids.
I'm trying to think of it in terms of my association, whether I have to, I don't know. I don't really need to share that. I'm just processing it, thinking whether I have to really need a team or if I just need a rep. So.
Oh, that's a thought. Yeah, you could join our green team.
I'll get Bill McConnell. He's in my neighborhood. We're both on our neighborhood association board, and we are at various times we look at putting sustainable.
I just wonder if it's more about having a rep per, like, here associations, please have a rep or someone that we can talk to or send emails to so that you can learn and know what's going on. Just so there's a liaison, basically, like a green team liaison. Because I don't think I personally need to create a green team within my association. Because my board has 6 of us. So maybe if there was just a liaison, just like there's a neighborhood watch liaison.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that some other something, like we were talking with the Friends of Parks, maybe they have a green, I don't know. I'm just saying maybe maybe certain things have green teams and certain things have green team liaisons.
Yeah. Well, I see this as major potential evolution of our green team. This
Yeah.
green team, our recycling event is pretty well organized. Thanks to people like Elaine and Ellen, who was going to join us today, and Dave Batten. So we made the focus of this green team, this Meridian green team might change as it has the last couple of meetings, as we think more about collaborating and getting the word out about a variety of green things.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to throw the idea out there. Their feedback is great. Any other parting comments that people want to talk about today?
I just have one comment. So with the green teams, I think having multiple, like, whether it be just a liaison or other green teams, I think it's important because it's not just educating people, but them kind of almost educating us as to what they want, because some people might want other things that are green that we don't even think about. So just learning from other people is super important.
I agree, Courtney, of being able to say, well, here's options, or why are we not wanting to go that direction? You know, why can we not get the homeowners associations on board with that? Well, and so I completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, related to solar, we do have some solar energy advisors. In fact, there's a virtual solar home tour tonight at 7 o'clock. If you're interested in zooming into that. One of the guys is, the guy who's hosting, showing off his systems is, he's not part of a neighborhood association, but there are systems that have been put in neighborhoods, condo associations. So we can get you more of that information if you're in a condo association through our energy team. But
does the township have ways of promoting that? I mean, with helping people understand, like, the cost benefit analysis, the
yes.
who to go through. Does the township have ways of educating the township residents on that?
Yes, our energy team has been involved with that for a couple years, and that would be a nice part of our promotion outreach series, is something on energy. We're planning a virtual solar home tour in the fall, and then we've had these regular solar stories, virtual solar stories. This will be the fourth one tonight at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And you can.
And are those recorded? Like, you can watch them later, or they're not live, right?
They are live and they are recorded.
Okay.
So yeah, the hope is that you can look at them later.
I would be interested at some point, but
And the
Probably
link
not
is
tonight.
where for that?
Mm-hmm.
And the link is on the Facebook that you post, or?
We're waiting for Home TV to put them on their the recorded ones on the YouTube channel
Okay.
for Meridian, but shared a link. I've been sharing the links at the Green Meridian group and page for those.
Okay.
If you want to tune in tonight,
How long are they usually?
they're 40 minutes.
Okay.
You can probably guess why.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Anything else that people want to chat about tonight?
So if I create this plan for a green map contest, do you want me to just email that to you? How do you want me to do that?
Yeah, well, do you want to share it with all of us, and
Okay.
we can sort of co-edit?
Okay, just the 5 of us, right? You don't want it to go out bigger?
That would be
Okay.
That would be fine with me.
Okay.
I love that idea a lot.
And please, everybody, just no hurt feelings if you butcher it apart. That's fine. So I'll just create what I can create and then tell me what that's fine.
Thank you, Sarah, for doing that for us.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you.
I will also check with Home TV because I know they've done that in the past with parks. And there might be a way to sort of not necessarily reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of talking with Emma and Katie and
So do you want me
Jane.
to hold off until you?
No, let me just, I'll send them an email right now and copy you on it.
Okay.
And then, anybody else want to be copied on that? I copy everybody on it.
Yeah.
Just copy us all. at this point.
Okay, all right. This has been a really interesting meeting. Thank you all. I love open agendas where we just come up with stuff that,
They're always interesting.
Yes, they are.
Thank you for doing this.
Are we doing
Oh.
coffee next Wednesday? That was the plan, right?
that is the plan. And
Okay.
I will post,
Wednesday at 9.
I will try and, I think I've set the meeting up.
Okay. Oh, no. I was going to send a link, right? Or no, I don't remember. I care.
Good question.
Another group.
I'll go right now and see if I have a link,
Okay.
and I'll send it out to you if we have one.
Okay.
And if you prefer to send it out, that's great.
Well,
Okay.
I'm limited to 40 minutes, so.
Anybody else? Going once?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
I have a quick
Thank
question.
you.
Where are you broadcasting from, Courtney?
This is my kitchen table.
No, in the background, I see a nice landscape.
That's my backyard.
Wooded area. back
Yeah, I'm at my mom's house in Muskegon, Whitehall area. So
It looked like a golf course.
there.
it kind of does. My mom mows it all the time, but nope.
Oh, yeah,
That's,
you're talking about that.
yeah, we have a creek that runs through our backyard and our bridge, and the
Cool.
tree that fell over. So.
Oh, wow,
Cool.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, nice to see everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Oh,
You too.
What- do you have a plan for the next one of these in a month?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
I
don't-
do.
Hey,
Hi,
Oh.
sorry.
it's
I've been
okay.
folding laundry this whole time, so I couldn't be on the video.
That's a good way of multitasking.
Next month is June. Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
still not even halfway done, Sarah.
How about the third Thursday in June?
that
I, of
makes
course,
it
didn't
the
grab my
18th.
calendar, but sure, I'll put it on there.
It's June the 18th. I've got.
Does that work for people?
Would you
Yeah.
say June 18th?
I think that works for me.
Thursday at 5 again.
Yeah, do you think that'll be enough time for our, Elaine, for our event planning?
Oh. Assuming we're having an event we need to plan, are you saying?
Okay, why don't we go with that time, and then
I guess
we can
so.
always add more meetings if we need to for our event.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
great, thanks everybody.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, have a
Thanks.
good night.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.